Now, how about them damn Celtics?
All right, we're back with another Boston Celtics video, and today we are reacting to another one of NBC Sports Boston's Ramp to Camp articles. Chris Forsberg has been putting it together with the guys over at NBC Sports Boston, the staff there. They've been making their predictions, and we've got this one today for the Ramp to Camp. I'll share my screen so you can take a look too. Which young Celtics player will take a leap this season? That's the question that they sought out to answer with this one. So we'll go through and take a peek.
It's going to be a big season for so many different guys. Like, this storyline in particular is one of the most interesting if you're in on the development of this team. Like, if you're a fan that just wants to see them win titles, like, this isn't the season for you. But if you're into, like, what guys do they have, who could become a key piece to the next championship, this year will tell you a lot.
Definitely. It's as important as ever, like you said. Okay, so starting with Darren Hartwell, I'm gonna increase the size of the screen so we don't get spoilers for the ones after it. Darren Hartwell says Baylor Scheierman, increased minutes are a great cure for streaky shooting, and I can definitely see Scheierman finding his groove with a more consistent role. But I'm most intrigued by Scheierman's passing ability, watching him drop some impressive dimes in summer league. Let Baylor cook on the second unit. I can agree with this to a degree. I think Baylor Scheierman is getting a pretty unfair shake post summer league, and I think he showed a lot of great flashes at the end of last season. So I think he'll have a very prominent role heading into next year.
He's a weird one because, like, I agree with you. Like, I think there was a lot of great things to build on at the end of the season. He shot the ball really well in a couple different games, like against real opponents. But at the same time, he's one of the few guys, like, depending on like what you classify as young. Like, if you classify Pritchard as young, he doesn't really fit this. But like, Neemias another guy that I saw in like the photo of this. Scheierman and Jordan Walsh are going to be battling for minutes. Like, there doesn't feel like there's minutes for both of them. There's minutes for one of them. Do you disagree?
I couldn't disagree anymore.
About what? That
Why?
there's not going to be minutes for both, or that they're not going
that there's not going to be
battle
minutes.
for minutes.
That there's not going to be minutes for both.
Okay, let's think about the top.
Sure.
Let's just go down the list of like guys, and then we can cut the rotation off where we want to. Jalen is the top guy. Derek Payton, Nemi will start.
Yeah.
There's Sam Hauser. There's Boucher.
Yeah.
There's Anthony Simons.
Anthony Simons. After that, 7, busted wide open. Like,
there's
I mean,
they're also
Luka
competing
Garza,
with Josh Minott. We're splitting hairs if we're saying Josh Minott's going to knock them out of the rotation. Yeah, I completely agree, but he's also like in that mix competing, and he's only 22 or 23.
He's in the mix, but we just named 7 guys who will definitely get minutes.
Correct.
And Joe Mazzulla had, like, Baylor Scheierman got minutes at the end of last year, and he was certainly not in the top 7 of that rotation. Like, I think there'll be plenty of time for both of them to have their fair share. I'm not saying they're both going to play 30 minutes a night, but saying that there's not enough minutes to go around, I think, is a bit unfair.
I think what I'm trying to say is consistent minutes. Like, you're not going to, like, both of them probably won't have a chance to prove themselves every night. Like, they're not going to have as much room for error. Or maybe they will with, like, the expectations around the team this year. But I feel like Mazzulla traditionally doesn't run a deep rotation. Off the top of my head, he usually plays 8 or 9. And if that's the case,
he's also traditionally had an 8-man rotation full of all-stars.
Yes, absolutely. Like, this is a different thing. We have to learn how he's going to handle it. It's like big facts. Absolutely. With that being said, like, I think Scheierman could really take a step forward this year if he gets like more responsibility, if he's allowed to have the ball more, if he's allowed to create. I think that's where he, as a player, is the most exciting. He is very smart with the ball in his hands. He makes sharp decisions. He's under control. Even, this is such a weird thing to pull, but like at Summer League, he was creating shots. Like, he was creating like little float shots where he'd stop on a dime, and he had so much space. He wasn't making them. But that's a really hard shot to create, and it's a really hard shot to make. And the fact that he's able to get the space for it opens the door for him to be kind of deadly for teams if he's on the drive. But this isn't to say that he's not going to get playing time. It's just I don't really know what to expect in terms of his consistency versus Walsh's consistency. If you put a gun to my head and maybe pick one that I thought would get like a real role, it would be Scheierman, but I just am not certain.
Baylor Scheierman ended last season playing 12.4 minutes a game in 31 games. I think he plays at least 70 games and gets at least 18 to 20 minutes a night. Like I think Baylor Scheierman is going to play next season. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Michael Hurley says, first of all, this forced me to realize Peyton Pritchard's 27 years old. That feels wrong. I demand a recount.
Not recognize that.
But I think the answer has to be Neemias Queta. By necessity, he's going to be playing a lot more than 14 minutes per night. While the Celtics may not need a double-double out of him every night, they're going to need him to take a massive step forward in just about every area. I don't know how he'll do, but he definitely has the greatest opportunity on the team. For sure. Completely fair answer. I mean, we've talked about Neemi all summer.
Neemi is, like, you want to talk about opportunity, look no further. He's either going to be really a great revelation or the guy who accidentally became important at his job. Like there's probably no in between.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We'll see.
It's either he's ready or he's not, and this is probably going to be the deciding factor for his future with the team. Because if he plays well, maybe he can be a good backup. I still don't know if he's ever going to be like a starting quality guy. I don't know how you feel. Yeah, you don't feel that way. No. Knowing you.
He could be a really good backup, but I don't know about starter, especially on the type of teams the Celtics are looking to build. So we'll have to wait and see. Sean McGuire says Baylor Scheierman. Sure. Baylor Scheierman, the 2024 first-round pick, should carve out a bigger role if he can play hard and limit laps on defense, because Scheierman's three-point shooting has been streaky. His playmaking is a legitimate strength. That would be a welcome addition to the second unit, while Pritchard likely to elevate to the starters. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, we just talked about Scheierman. I think he's going to get big minutes. Another Baylor Scheierman says Josh Canu. I expect big opportunities and minutes for the sophomore out of Creighton in the second season. He'll have a chance to grab one of the biggest bench roles on the team. His defense is my biggest concern as he fights for minutes, but if he continues to improve on that end of the floor, he will have a chance to showcase his playmaking and shooting ability. Another Scheierman from Max Letterman. Despite the minimum minutes, his rookie Baylor Scheierman's feel for the game was on display every time he was on the court. There should be plenty of opportunity to play the season, so look for him to shine. Finally, a different answer. We've got Kevin Miller, who says, I would take Josh Minott for this one. He seems like a guy where production will follow with increased minutes. He'll likely need to earn trust early in the season, but he could be a factor if he does.
It's pretty on the nose. The trust thing is real. Missoula is such a huge trust guy. I just always think of Sam Hauser not really getting playoff minutes the first season where Missoula was coach, and it was just a clear trust thing, and that's like fine. He's like stuck to that being his approach throughout the entire thing. It's like if you're playing blackjack and you do the side bet every time, that's your thing. That's your prerogative. You want to do it that way, fine. As long as you're consistent, no one's going to get mad. That's how the trust goes. But Minott is just an interesting prospect because we forget age versus experience. Like, the Peyton Pritchard thing is a prime example of this. If you ask the average Celtics fan how old they think Peyton Pritchard is, they'd probably tell you like 23, 24. Because he's only been in the league for 5 years. But he's older because he stayed in college a long time. The same is for Scheierman. Not to say he shouldn't get opportunity because he was really good and showed promise. But Minott came out after 1 year in Memphis, and he's only 22, entering his second NBA contract, like joining his second team. And if the Celtics really feel strongly about him and they think he could be a developmental project, maybe they think they can lock him up for short money for a longer period of time and help them further avoid the CBA. But we're going to have to see how he fits in with the offense. He hasn't traditionally been a great three-point shooter in the NBA, and that's something he's going to have to improve on. But he does have the length and athleticism to be like an annoying, disruptive defender. So we'll just see how it plays out. Preseason's going to be a good feeler. Well, a good opportunity for us to get more information, I guess, on him.
Yeah. I think Josh Minott will have to stay on the floor with his defense. I don't think the offense is there just yet. I think there are ways for it to get there with cutting and off-ball stuff, but three-point shot doesn't look great. We'll see if he can fix that. Adam Hart says says the science is clear. It won't be Ugo Gonzalez because Joe Mazzulla doesn't like rookies, according to Baylor Scheierman. So it's Scheierman as a leap candidate or a leap season candidate. He's deceptively quick, gliding around the floor, shoots lefty, which gives him an advantage. Most importantly, he's competitive, and that'll play. Jim Aberdale also says Scheierman. says his numbers were up after the All-Star break, and I'm looking for him to build off that as the season gets underway. Hopefully in time he becomes the next Sam Hauser. Still don't think they're the same player, but I see the idea of wanting another wing on the bench.
What did Forsberg say at the beginning? Did you read that, or did
Forsberg
he
said
buries his at the very beginning?
He does. Given Queta's performance at Eurobasket, culminating with him basically keeping Portugal competitive for 3 quarters against Germany, we thought our panel might tilt in the big man's direction. Still everything Queta. He talked about Queta. It was Neemias Queta. Yeah, Neemias Queta.
I think it's probably going to be him just because of the opportunity. Like that is the most guaranteed he's going to have a chance to prove himself on the team. Scheierman's a good shout. Any of the young wings are a good shout. Like, nobody mentioned Walsh. And I'm not, like, the number one Jordan Walsh guy. Like, that's not what I'm trying to send here. But, like, played well at Summer League. He is a third-year player. He should have played well at Summer League. Like, he did what he was supposed to do. But he's only 21 still. So there's a little bit of room. But this is a make-or-break season for him. Make no mistake. Mm-hmm. Like, if he doesn't show something this year, he's probably gone.
Yeah.
Scheierman has showed the most so far and gives you the most reason to think he should play consistently, though, of the wings for sure.
Yeah. I'm probably the most intrigued with Scheierman of all the young guys. I just think he's shown the most upside to be a role player from at this point on. But Neemias Queta is going to earn the most opportunities, so he'll have the biggest chance to make the most of it, like you said. Let us know what you guys think. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Leave a like, subscribe, and all the same. Take it out.
Hey, thank you very much for listening and watching. Make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're almost back. Less than a month away from the first preseason game, media day in a couple weeks. Jack and I are here every single day, even when there's nothing. As you can see, you just scroll the channel every day this summer. Full pods, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, game recaps, morning after each game. Other videos are here in between to keep you up to date with all things Celtics. You can find the two of us on Spotify and Apple too. All pods and recaps are there. So if you just want those, go ahead, follow. They will go right to your feed. Leave a 5-star review. Appreciate that very, very much. You can email us, hbtcpod@gmail.com. Read them every single time we do the show. hbtcpod@gmail.com. We're doing it later today, so get them in. You can find our socials at How About Them C's for Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook's the name of the podcast. All streams are there. They're on YouTube. They're on Twitter. Jack's Twitter's at Jackson1NBA. Mine's at Sam LaFrance NBA. That's it for us.
Taco, come on. Taco's having some fun here.